What's going on? Welcome back. We're back on the Sportster today. We're gonna do a quick wire tuck. The tank's already lifted on there. It's a 2-inch tank lift. The headlight's done on it already. We got rid of that big eyebrow, so it's just a single headlight like that. We have the taller bars. These are 14-inch ape hangers on here. We got the burley cables already done on it. Clutch cable, throttle, idle cables done on there. We basically relocated the speedometer. Here's the bracket right here. What we went with, the black with stainless steel bolts. Ended up ordering some stock risers. It had a 6-inch risers before. That's gone on there. So it's right here. It went from the top up here, down to right here to the side. And it's actually a really good view. It mounts to the tube itself. See that on the bracket? So it mounts to the tube. Back to like I was saying, we're into the wire tuck. I just started taking everything down. You see all the cables right here. Everything is bundled up in this plastic bracket. Everything is gonna get tucked way up here in the tank. There's a ton of room. So all this right here will be pretty much cleared. You'll be able to see right through it. I haven't gotten the bracket for the coil relocation yet, but that's gonna be next. I wanna tuck the wires up first. So the only thing you're gonna see down here once it's left is just these spark plug cables for now, until I get the relocation bracket for that. We'll just throw that on once we get that in the mail. All right, guys, so this is where we're at right now. Basically, all the wire loom that was on the wiring has come off, took it all off. You know, I'm still taking the rest of it off right now, but what we're doing here is once I pull the wire loom off, I need to see what wires are gonna go on what side. They're gonna run this side of the tank, or it's gonna run on the other side of the tank. When you do the wire tuck, you could tuck it, obviously tuck it underneath the tank, and a lot of these won't reach the other side of the bike where the connectors are at. Get everything sorted out, get your wires to the right side, and then you rewrap them. Now to rewrap them, this is what I'm using. It's easy fuse tape. Basically, I got 2 packs of it because I'm not sure how much I'm gonna need. So what I'm gonna do, it's water resistant, heat resistant too, which is one of the main things. I'll wrap all this, okay? I'll wrap each one depending on what side it's gonna go on, and then I'll run into that side. So once I get everything sealed, you know, wrapped up with tape, I'll tuck it up underneath here. Then I'll lower the tank, and the only thing that'll be exposed will be the connectors. Once you start doing it, you'll get the idea of what I'm referring to when I say you split the wire loom. And the other side isn't as bad. Like here's the other side. I haven't even touched the original wire loom yet, but once I went through it, to be honest with you, a lot of these wires are actually on the correct side of the tank. So a lot of these I might not even mess with. I'll still pull like the wire loom off and wrap it. That way it's nice and wrapped with the other one over there with that tape. The majority of these connectors do go on the left. I'm like, here's the one for the controls. Here's one for the speedometer. That will be on the right side actually. So this is gonna be crossed over to the other side of the frame. Let me stop talking and get back to work before I start confusing the hell out of everybody. All right, everybody, we're back. So I just wanted to show you real quick before I lower the tank back down. You see the wrap that I'm talking about? So that's all done. And you just got to throw some zip ties while you start holding everything. You know, I just got the block on there holding the tank up. Right here, you see everything is going to be above the frame, on top of the frame basically. But there's plenty of room. I already test fitted it. Plenty of room. When you lower the tank, it's going to cover everything. So I just want to show you that, how it goes, you know, with the zip ties and everything across the bottom. All right, and then I'll lower the tank, and then that way we can see how it looks. All right, everybody, just real quick, fast forwarding. So the bracket, the coil relocation bracket actually came in earlier than I thought. So here's the bracket for the coil, and then for the ignition, it's right here. Same bracket, it mounts to this bolt right here behind the primary. This is a style that I ended up going with for the coil relocation for this particular year. This is an 04, so it's a little bit different compared to like the 05 and up. This particular bracket, it's going to get rid of this one. It mounts to the top of the jugs. So we'll go right here like this. All right, and then the coil will come over here and mount. Like once I get it off of here, take everything off, it's going to mount right there. And because I'm keeping the ignition on this side, I'm basically just going to trim the actual bracket right here. Not a big deal. Just basically trim it right across the bottom. We're going to mount it back on there. So this part of the bracket will be gone. Just want to show you that. Let me get back to getting this done, and I'll come right back as soon as everything's moved over. And we're done. Coil relocation is complete. Let me show you the results. Bam! Check that out. Now it's clear. Look at that. You can see right through the future. This big gaping hole, right? Tank lift, check. Wire tuck, check. Coil relocation, check. Let me start from the very beginning here. Like I mentioned prior, ignition stayed in the stock location. I like how it looks there. This is what you do, just trim it. Trim that bracket, get rid of the part that actually held the coil originally. Bolt your ignition back on, back in the original spot. From a distance, does not look bad at all. But man, that looks so much better with all the wires out of the way and the coil out of the way. Here we go. Bracket, got it from JB Sporty, right here. All right, found him online, gave him a shot. There's a reason I went with this bracket, and let me explain it. These 04s, I believe it's 01 to 04 or 02 to 04. The coil is offset, as you can see. Other brackets that offered this option of moving the coil to a different spot, it leaves the coil sideways. So both these plugs would have been on towards the front of the bike. This right here leaves it symmetrical, right down the middle. Split, like parting the Red Sea. Moves your choke. This is an 04 carburetor. The choke, instead of being on the bottom like it was originally in stock, oh, right here. Here's your stock bracket. See that choke was on the bottom, moves it to the top, bolts to the top of the jugs, just like the stock one does. Coil, oh, you also get these cables, 8mm Taylor cables. Another thing that you get with the kit is, for those of you that decide to relocate your ignition, is this bracket. There's this bolt back here on the primary. Bracket basically goes right there, like that, and the ignition bolts to the very top. If you noticed, there's a crash bar now on here. Bike belongs to my girl, as I mentioned earlier. She's a new rider. In other words, she wanted some sort of protection. All right, I don't fault her for it. I don't fault any new rider for wanting to protect, you know, what their investment, in other words, because that's what bikes are, in my opinion. Not only protect your investment, but protect yourself for your own safety. If it makes you feel better, or makes any new rider feel better, by all means. Once you get more experience, that would come off. The next part that I was doing, that's right, it's chopped. Let me tell you real quick, I don't know what happened to the SD card, but the video of me cutting and taping and measuring this fender went AWOL, lost. I don't know what happened to it. Fender is now chopped. Chopped the horn, we cut the horns. Fender was cut. There's the other piece, long piece, that's gone. We have the new short fender. Now the fender's chopped, I need to start working on getting the turn signals, because with that gone, it eliminated this brake light. They're the 3-in-1, so turn signals, running lights, and brake lights. We're starting those on this fender and go from there. Let us know what you think of what we've done to the Sportster. It definitely doesn't look how it did when we picked it up and brought it home. That's for damn sure. But I wanted to do this a little bit different style. All right, get this bike done, and then start planning for the future, because there's way more to come. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Peace.